It is I like every time you even just look down at the monitor slightly, I see the top of your head. I see a bald spot.
A bald spot.
Yeah, where you don't have any hair on the top of your head.
Sorry, I'm just adjusting something, but that was hurtful.
Well, I can't use this now as the intro to the thing. There was a technical pause. I really needed a big reaction to boost the intro.
I'm consumed by how boring I look. I'm not even
You look the
listening to
same
you.
every week.
No, I don't. I got, since I shaved off the beard and I got it, and then I had to get a haircut because my haircut looked weird without the beard because it's kind of like you're kind of growing them together. And then I just got a boring haircut because I didn't communicate with the barber and I just said, give me whatever. And then I'm stuck in like this cycle of self-loathing for like a month.
I will say, now that you have pointed it out,
God.
your hair normally looks better. I didn't recoil when I saw it, but now that you have pointed it out, I genuinely think of you as like having a good set of hair, and you always put effort in. I get the sense that this is not to your normal standard.
What a next level kind of insult from you there.
It was basically 95% compliment. What the fuck are you talking about?
It was a Trojan
Normally
horse.
You look great. Normally you already brought up the fact that you think you have a bad haircut, and I just agreed that this is not even at your normal standard. I didn't even say it was bad.
I left the gate door. This is going to be a metaphor, Nick. Just keep up, okay?
Yeah, we started with gate door.
The door of the gate opened slightly, and you wheeled in a Trojan horse that looked bountiful and full of. Oh, someone's taking my parsley. I've become a real community guy lately, because you know how our parsley bush has just gone crazy. So I trimmed it and I left like a huge thing of fresh, gigantic parsley out the front with a little cute sign. And I said, take some. It's just going. It's like everyone loves my parsley. I've got the best parsley in Kensington. Well, in the world, in this area. Bleep that. What were we talking about?
So you haven't gone back on your ADHD meds then?
Didn't take them today.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, just halfway through a story about how much of a gate door you had opened with the Trojan horse, you immediately took a 90-degree hard right mid-sentence into the strength of your parsley game. But, I love it. I'm here for the roller coaster.
Oh, you didn't see the micro segue that I slipped in there?
No. I guess horses eat parsley. I don't know. Kensington racehorse. You went from Trojan horse to Kensington racecourse to,
You'll never understand.
I'll never understand. I won't get there.
No, I'm just saying this. I'll kill myself. All good.
Welcome to Deep Thought, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here in this wonderful fatherly day. And you know why that is. It's Father's Day. This is a podcast in which we talk about the little things in the world, like the success that we can have growing herbs in the front yard so that the community can benefit. Sitting through the internet with me this week, my friend Michael. Don't show me your bald spots. You gotta keep looking up.
That's my new catchphrase.
I look forward to you not remembering to do it next week. And my name is Nick. Hi, Nick.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, everyone. Called my dad earlier, didn't pick up. All good.
Oh. He's probably just waiting at the restaurant for you to turn up.
Yeah, happy Father's Day. Also, perhaps more importantly, big week coming up. This next
AFL Grand Final.
No, much bigger than that. Much more important. My favorite week of the year.
Halloween.
9/11 week. No, it's 9/11 week.
Jesus.
The best week of the year where we get a lot of unseen footage, different angles, never before seen angles, never before heard theories, new whistleblowers coming out, and my YouTube is filled with premium 9/11 content. So happy 9/11 to everyone.
Oh, I need to remind people that when you're talking about 9/11, you're talking about the time that you accidentally burnt your hand on the stove on September 11th. And most of the content that you're getting on YouTube is about who left the stove on. You know, was there a second gas light? Maybe hands can't actually burn on stoves, you know, and that's all just misinformation. So this is the kind of content that you're talking about.
That's right. Also, I burnt my hand yesterday cooking.
Oh.
Not touching the stove, but touching oil, which I shouldn't have done. Hot
Were
oil.
you trying to see how hot it was?
And then I did it again this morning, and I'm not lying.
Didn't you just stick your hand in boiling water last pod? Why are you touching all these hot liquids?
I have cuts all over. I have cuts and burns all over my hands.
Oh my god, your fingers are disgusting.
Excuse me.
They're all scabbed with burns. You have an oil burn.
I do all the cooking in the house, so I'm cooking every day, and it's a war zone, honestly.
Yeah. You ever seen a professional chef's hands? They're fucked up. Using sharp knives all the time, cut, you know, pulling hot things out of the ovens without gloves, you know. Ugh.
Yeah, there's kind of a masochistic maybe element to chefery.
I'm inclined to agree.
Great.
Why did you touch hot oil twice in 24 hours? What are you frying?
My leading theory is that I'm an idiot.
Okay.
That's what I suspect.
And is that backed up by any evidence?
Honestly, 35 years of evidence. There was 1 year where I wasn't an idiot. There was 1 year where I was quite sensible. But that was 2001.
Isn't that the year that you famously burnt your hand? It doesn't seem like that would be the year of all of the years.
I probably did burn my hand in 2001.
Yeah.
What was I going to ask you? Something about childhood. Did you get any like really bad injuries during your childhood? Like, did you break?
The worst one I had as a kid was I broke a bone. I broke my collarbone, and it was on the Flying Fox in primary school. So there were two Flying Fox. No, there must have only just been the one. There was two playgrounds, but there was one Flying Fox in this playground. And there was this thing that, like, it wasn't that big a flying fox. People know what I mean when I talk flying foxes, right? That's a common phrase. Is that internationally? What do they call them overseas? Flying fox? No, surely not.
Maybe flying squirrels?
Maybe. There was, a long straight bar with a handle on it that you hold onto and then you slide from one side to the other. Like a hanging... Yeah, flying fox.
Yeah, we get it. Everyone gets it.
All I'm just saying, I'm thinking, I'm foreshadowing here, but I am thinking internationally now to make sure that our language is appropriate for all.
We've taken the scenic route for this one, haven't we? Jesus.
Sorry.
Yeah, what happened?
Mr. Parsley over here. Anyway, the point is, there was a not very long flying fox, and it wasn't that fun just to go over it because it's like 2 meters long. So kids in our year started to do this thing where they would like grab it. They wouldn't swing on it, but they would just fall off it, let go, and like fling it forward as hard as they could.
That's
so that
sick.
It would slide to the other side and it would go dong, and the handle would like flick to the other side and come back again,
Wow.
And so then they'd grab it again, they'd drop it, and then they'd like fling it forward and be like dong.
That sounds awesome.
That kind of thing. Anyway, so that was the main activity of the flying fox. Anyway, I wanted to go and use it one morning, and I think I either attempted that, or I think it's possible that someone like bumped me.
Oh, you were doing it.
I think
you were the
maybe
perpetrator?
I was just trying to. I think maybe I was just trying to cross on it. I genuinely don't remember. I was probably like 9, It was like middle primary. It was pretty young. But I think someone bumped me, actually. So I was trying to cross, and then someone walked in front of me and like took my legs out from underneath it. And I fell off this flying fox and landed on my shoulder and snapped my collarbone.
Oh.
So sent off for an x-ray. Oh, yep, that's gone clean through. And then sling, like full sling for 6 weeks or whatever, so that it healed back up. Yeah.
Sick. Did you get lots of ladies?
Ladies
love a sling.
Yeah, all those 9-year-olds, they saw that and they were like, hubba, hubba. Yeah.
Hubba bubba. You've unlocked a memory for me. It was nice, we've been doing this show for 12 years and there's still stories I haven't told you. Isn't that nice?
I'm going to settle in now for an exciting trip down memory lane.
I broke a bunch of bones, and for years I told people I had broken my collarbone. That was one of the bones that I was telling people that I broke. It wasn't true. And the story, we were playing like T-ball, softball, where you put the ball on the stick and then you whack it.
Yeah, T-ball, yep.
One guy whose name was Jaden, I don't know why I remember that guy's name. He had blonde hair. He was a nightmare.
A nasty piece of work.
But he could swing a bat. And I was meant to catch it or something. This is in a PE class.
How old are you?
I think year 5. Yeah. And he whacked it and it hit my collarbone and it hurt a little bit. And I did similar things like this in primary school to get attention. But it hit me and I knew it wasn't bad, but I stayed down and I really milked it to the point where I got driven to the hospital. And in my PE teacher's class, in my PE teacher's car, he stopped and this was at CBC, which was in the city in Adelaide, right? So it's right down the road. And I was like, I think it's broken. And I knew it wasn't. And he took me to the hospital and the doctor was like, it's not broken. You seem fine. You might have a little bit of a bruise. And then I just kept telling people that, I broke my collarbone. I did that for years. This is the first time I've ever admitted that I haven't broken my collarbone. Right now on the show.
Wow. Well, thank you for
exclusive.
Trusting me. There's the headline from this episode. Clip it.
And I think
Can you also animate that clip for me as well?
Yeah, we'll get Riverside. Hopefully Riverside chooses that one. The other, maybe I've told you this, but I think this is in year 5. I must have been going through something in year 5. I remember specifically being year 5. I told my parents that I didn't have any friends and I cried and I had friends. Like I had many friends and they called a meeting with my teacher, Mr. Pace. Why am I remembering all these people's names? But I can't remember what I just said in the same sentence. They called a meeting with Mr. Pace and said, Michael's really depressed. He doesn't have any friends. And then Mr. Pace said, oh, that's weird. I see Michael hanging out with blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so Mr. Pace does an experiment the next day for my benefit. I didn't know it. He gets everyone in the class to write down their 2 best friends. And then he calls my parents and he says, so I did this experiment. I don't know if he probably didn't call it an experiment.
Yeah.
And we have like 13 kids saying Michael is one of their best friends. And then my parents were like, what is this? And I was like, yeah, well, what are you going to do?
They don't get me.
My collarbone hurts.
I mean, so many interesting comments here. One, Mr. Pace is on it. Like, that's a real, like, he didn't just like let that piece of feedback go. He was like, I smell a rat. I smell a rat. I'm going to prove this fucker wrong. And he set out to systematically destroy your story. Like, wow, that's great work. That's great teaching.
Yeah.
2, why? Like, same with the collarbone thing. Were you just feeling like, middle child syndrome and just clamoring for attention, I
don't know. I do think I really liked attention when I was younger.
note for the listener, Michael is not the middle child, but it feels very middle childy to be like, oh, my collarbone.
It is a bit uncomfortable to think about now, actually. I don't know why I did that. Yeah. Everything was fine. Yeah.
Were your... Well, no, that's getting too personal. I will just leave that.
Go
It's gonna be
on.
like, was your dad, absent? Were you looking for parental figure attention? Was dad at that school? Were you like hoping that he'd come? Or was that at a different place?
No, that was a different place. I don't want to reflect too much today.
Yeah, fair. We'll just leave this page intentionally blank for the listener, and they can fill in their own psychological assessments.
Great.
Yeah.
Fill in mine while you're at it.
Oh, they are filling in about you. To be clear, you are the problem, and they are attempting to solve it, but just without any guidance.
Good luck, everyone.
Well, do I have anything in my life that I need to tell you about? No.
Sorry, did I? Is that your extremely passive?
Do you want to ask me about me? No, it was me. I was genuinely thinking like, oh, I did a gardening day yesterday. Is that anything? And I was like, that's
So did I,
anything.
dude.
That's not
Sorry.
anything.
Now I've immediately made it about me. No, but
Okay.
we did.
I was over at Ben and Fee's place helping out with their backyard, which was very nice.
It wasn't even your garden.
No, it was like a worker bee day. They were getting some help to sort out their backyard, which was cool.
Did they ask you or did you offer?
They asked. They sent a group message out to everyone and be like, hey, if anyone's free on this day to come and give us a hand. So I
Did they
ripped up
reward
some
you?
garden beds, and there was a bit of a clean out and a huge pile of green waste and everything by the end of the day. We actually got bucketed on halfway through the day, like absolutely torrential rain, but only for like 15 minutes, and then it was back to blue skies again. So it was, yeah.
But on the weather app, I got an alert half an hour ago saying there's a thunderstorm rolling through your area in 15 minutes. And I was like, fuck yeah. I love a good thunderstorm on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Nothing. I got nothing. Just really hanging out for a thunderstorm.
Well, maybe we'll put in a good word. All right, Michael, I've got a little bit of a sciencey news thing about names. So let's play the jingle.
It's that time. Time for science news.
Hey, Mikey, what do you know about names?
I've got one. Got a couple.
Oh, okay. Say more.
Big Dog, Michael, most conventional.
You don't like
Loser.
Mike?
Mike, you know what's weird? My family calls me Mike.
I know, and you rebel against that.
I don't
Yeah.
rebel against, but it's just like them. I don't know.
I think we can check the tapes. We can find instances when I say, sitting through the internet with me this week, my friend Mike, and you say, it's Michael. I'm sure I can pull up like 3 examples of that.
Oh, please do. I think that would be great.
I don't want to.
Do you think I'm a Mike?
Can you just say it here? Can we just like reenact it for me so I don't have to go and find like all of the old episodes?
All right, sure.
Just give it to me now. Give me three odds.
Hey, don't call me that.
Mm-hmm.
Nicholas, it's Michael. I told you.
And can I get one that's more baby? Just even more baby.
Hi. My name's Mike. Why can't I do a baby voice? My name's Michael. My name's Michael. Don't call me Mike.
Great. That delivered everything I wanted. In Newsweek this week, here's an article entitled, Having a Spiky Name is Bad for Job Interviews. How to Tell if Yours is One. Job candidates with names that sound smooth and soft may have a surprising edge in the hiring process, according to a new study that explored how sound symbolism leads to hiring biases. Researchers at Carleton University found that people with names like Renee, Liam, or Noel, which include soft, flowing consonant sounds, were more likely to be favoured for certain roles over people with names like Greta, Tate, or Krista, whose names contained harsher sounds.
Krista.
This study is the latest to show how seemingly irrelevant cues, such as the way a candidate's name sounds, can shape perceptions during hiring even when employers have limited information about a particular applicant. It adds to growing evidence that name-based biases extend beyond class or race stereotypes and into the realm of phonetics. In the study, researchers crafted job adverts that called for a candidate high in one of 6 personality factors, including honesty, emotionality, extroversion, agreeableness, conscientiousness, and openness to experience. Study participants were then asked to choose who to hire for each job, selecting between pairs of candidates whose names were crafted to emphasize either sonorant consonants or voiceless stop consonants. The results were consistent across 4 experiments. Candidates with smoother sounding names were seen as better fits for roles seeking honesty, emotionality, agreeableness, and openness. On the flip side, spikier sounding names were judged as more extroverted. So that judgment appears to be based on sound symbolism, a psychological phenomenon where people link particular speech sounds to specific characteristics or shapes. This is also known as the Buba-Kiki effect. Have you heard about the Buba-Kiki?
Yes, I have.
So in this case, people from various languages and cultures associate Buba with round shapes and Kiki with sharp, spiky shapes. This is in different languages and different cultures.
We actually just watched a Vsauce on this recently.
So this effect now appears to extend to real names. In earlier research, people matched names like Bob to round silhouettes and Kirk to spiky ones. They also assigned those names different personality traits despite no actual differences being found in personality data from over 1,000 individuals. In the study, this current study, this was reflected by the use of pairs of names like Molly and Katie or Liam and Tate. Even when only names are available, participants consistently chose the person with the smoother sounding name for certain roles. The effect persisted, albeit to a weaker degree, when photographs and video interviews were added in later experiments, suggesting that sound symbolism still plays a role even when other information is present. This kind of subconscious bias could further complicate hiring practices already known to be influenced by factors such as race, age, and socioeconomic status.
And gender?
And gender, and a whole bunch of other things as well, I'm sure. But yeah, Michael, talk to me about names. What do you reckon about this?
What's the spikiest name, do you reckon?
Well, they talk about soft flowing consonant sounds in Renee and Liam and Noel, lots of vowels, lots of L's and M's and N's. And so I'm guessing if the opposite of that is these harsher sounds like K's and T's and G's, you're sort of in the realm of like Greta is a good example. Kirk is a good example.
Greta,
Rick, maybe.
Because K is the spikiest letter.
K's spiky.
So Kirk.
Or an X, you know.
X. Yeah, X. Is there a name that has
Xavier?
X and...
That's a bit rounder, maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Z.
Tex, you know.
Yeah. What are my thoughts? Yeah, I wonder how I respond, if I respond subconsciously to those types of names. I don't know. I feel like, you know, when people's names really match their personality or even their physical appearance to some degree, I can see that on a day-to-day kind of face-to-face level. I reckon if I met Molly, I would, or if I was, let's say, we hired someone at work and I haven't seen them or met them, and my boss said, "Oh, we've hired this new girl called Molly. You'll meet her on Monday." I would respond. I would think, "Oh, Molly." I would think warm. I would
agree. I think that's it sounds warm, right? It's hard to envisage like a bitchy Molly, you know, like it's harder to picture that. I wonder if that's why Karen is such a good name for a Karen, because it's got that "kah," that
Care.
"grah."
Well, swear words are kind of the same, right? Because
Yeah.
like you got the cunt,
Great point.
cunt, fuck,
Fuck. Yeah, it's all got that harshness.
shitballs,
Yeah.
fuck
Great
face,
point. That's a great point. What other ones can you come up with?
bitch ass person.
See, if you were to graph that, bitch ass has a sort of sharpness, and then you definitely drop down with person. That's a lot more. That's a softer ending.
Made a bit of a pivot at the end.
Yes, yes. Do you think about what you would call your kid in terms of if you had children someday? There's lots of sort of factors there that influence the kind of names that you pick, including how it fits with surnames, including like what you might abbreviate to it. Like, do you find yourself gravitating to certain names? Do you think about that side of it?
I've currently got two note pages on my phone. One's a collaborative one with Lauren, which are names that we both like, and one's a secret one that I haven't told her about, which is
Which,
kind of more left field names like The Flash.
yeah, Peterson.
That I suspect she's not going to go for.
So
I like names with the at the end. Yeah, I like names starting with the. No, but we've definitely. It's quite fun. I find it quite fun. We've got. I think we've actually decided if we had a kid. I think we've got a fairly good idea of what they would be called.
Depending on sex, you. Or is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
a
for
unisex
both.
name? Yeah. What?
Yeah. I'm not gonna give you any clues, Mister. I know what you're doing.
Okay.
Isn't that funny? Like how people really are cagey about that stuff, and they're like, "Oh, you named you took my baby name." Like, isn't that kind of weird?
I'm pretty sure. So growing up, we had close family friends. My mum and one of her close friends had two boys at the same time. So I was May and he was July. And then 2 years later, or 3 years later, perhaps 2.5 years later, my mum had my sister, and then they had a girl coming. And I'm pretty sure that if I hadn't come first, their kid was going to be Nick. And I'm pretty sure mum pipped it to the post.
Ah,
So he was named Will in the end, but I'm pretty sure they liked Nick until I got in.
if you're going biblical though, like if you're going biblical names, it's up for grabs though, right?
Yeah.
The group of friends that I had in high school, of 5, there were 3 Michaels. 3,
Yeah, that's our gen. I had 4 Nicks in my school at one point.
Yeah.
It's just an era.
Would you go if you had your a kid? Would you want to go kind of left field, but you don't want to go like Gwyneth Paltrow, Chris Martin left field with like a
Yeah,
fruit.
I was going to name him Goop Shadle.
Goop. Yeah. Well, Kevin Parker from Tame Impala just named not just, but his daughter's name is Peach, which
Kind of
I
nice.
found
like
out.
fruit, flowers, that sort of area.
Yeah.
I mean, why is rosemary a name? Why is,
Sure.
why is banana a name? Like these are common ones. And you're, noting peach like it's something special or different.
Yeah. Watermelon.
But we just call it water for short.
Warty. Yeah. Oh, Warties. Yeah, but you want to go kind of left, kind of slightly unique. Don't you? Do you feel that?
I agree with that. I don't think.
not.
Yeah, I don't think that I would go something really boring like Michael. Like I'd want something that felt a little bit fresher, which I think is generational. Like I think our generation are coming back to like the names of our grandparents a little bit. Like you're seeing a little bit more of like an Agnes and a Mabel and like these are coming back into fashion because it's been so long that they are now different. And I'm sure that in 50 years, once everyone stops naming people Beth for long enough or whatever, it'll start coming back again,
Beth is a nice kind of. It's a cloud. Beth.
Yeah.
By the way, Michael is better objectively. It's Nicholas and Michael are essentially the same name, but Michael is better.
Well, I don't agree with that.
We'll make a poll. Put your answer in the comments.
I think
everyone.
Michael, if you look at it, if we're just trying to be objective here, and trust me, this isn't based on any sort of like personal bias, but if we're just trying to be objective here, I think we can agree that Michael is shit, and it's because there are so many unnecessary letters in the mix there. So not only do you have the CH, which I think is kind of classy, you say the C, you drop the H, that's cool, that's a little bit of flair, we can all get along with that. Then you've got this AE shit coming in at the end, like,
oh, you don't like the double vowel?
Just pick a lane, like, who are you trying to impress?
You know what, here's my critique of the name Nicholas.
I don't think that's relevant to this conversation.
Unnecessarily long. It shouldn't be C and the H and the blah, 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 blah. Just make it a K. Get to the point. Nicholas. I guess that is a name in Greek.
You know what really irks me, actually, now that you bring it up? I think that starting with an M, it's just like such a, like, just, why not just cut it a little bit shorter and have a real letter? But this, what you're going up, we're going down, we're going up, we're going down. Oh, just God. I get the drift, Yeah,
it's funny you say that, because when my parents were about to name me, they were going to call me Michael always, but they were going to start it with a silent N. So it was going to be Michael with a silent N at the front.
NM?
NM.
Is that a Ukrainian thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Idiot. No, it's not.
What's your
fell for it, dude?
What's your I see your bald spot again. What's your I'm gonna give you a
bring up my yarmulke again. Where's my yarmulke?
Where's your chicken yarmulke? What's your legal name when you married? Did you hyphenate with Lauren? Is she taking your name, or are you just doing your own things?
So that's interesting, because in Victoria, so first of all, we discussed it. It's kind of a weird thing. I think if we have kids, she will take my name, but she doesn't really get around to like paperwork stuff. So
if it happened with kids, she would change her name, or the kids would take on both. I guess the kids automatically do, right?
So here's the thing. In Victoria, you actually don't need to file any paperwork or anything. You can just start doing it. You can just start.
You can change your name legally. Name. Really?
You don't need to go through any process. It's in other states you do. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So she could just start doing it, but she hasn't. It is kind of weird. I think her hesitancy is like, because it is Ukrainian, like distinctly ethnic, and it feels kind of slightly odd for her to be like kind of assuming this kind of culture that she isn't really familiar with.
Like, I could buy her as a little bit etho.
Yeah, she is a bit etho. I'm going to tell her you said that.
I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't necessarily like glance and be like, oh, that's
well, I guess my mum did it, and she's like this tiny little English lady. So
yeah,
get over it, Etho.
Michael, you can't say that.
It does sound kind of racist for some reason.
It doesn't sound like a
slur.
It's not a slur anyone's used, but it does feel like it could be.
Feels wrong to say.
It does anyway. What do you think? Have you ever like noticed some biblical names and realized like things that we think of as modern names are like really old? Like, have you ever like had a look at where like the oldest names are?
The oldest name? Oh, that'd be
let me bring up some examples of like biblical names, because a lot of them I feel like, when you think about the Bible, you think about names, you feel like a certain oldness to it. So Noah feels old or whatever.
But Sarah, I reckon Sarah feels modern, but it's old.
Yeah, exactly. Or Asher. Some of these ones, Chloe is in the Bible.
Really?
Yeah, Simon. These ones which we think of as like still modern and still like relevant and normal names, but they're like 2,000 years old. Like ancient things.
Courtney.
There's
Jesus,
Benjamin.
cut it out.
Yeah. But like when you think about those eras, you don't think there's like Annas running around, do you? Like in the same way.
But a lot
You
of
think
them
more
are
like
like
Liliths and Malachis and these kind of things. Not like Jesse.
Barabbas.
Yeah.
It's just being called Barabbas.
I can't, to be honest.
I forgot what I was going to say. It's going to be one of those days.
I can tell.
I typed into ChatGPT. I was going to type into ChatGPT, what's the oldest name? And I got distracted and then just wrote, what's the oldest? And now it's asking me for clarification.
Yeah. So like another example of that, Jemima. Jemima is a biblical name, and that's like it doesn't track to me.
I love a Jemima. It says the oldest name is, there's three. Kushim.
Okay.
Kushim.
Kushim.
And then Gal-Sal. Galsal.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that ChatGPT is the place to search this.
3,100. How do you say that? 3,100.
3,100?
Yeah.
3,100.
BCE.
That's what? Like, that's pre-Egyptian? Where is this? What are we talking about? Where is that from?
Doesn't say. Could be a hallucination. It's their old China. Zhao. That's the oldest surname.
Zhao. Well, there was a time, like,
Shao.
someone invented surnames, right? Like, originally that was just your, like, job, right? That's why you have, Mr. Baker, Mr. Farmer, Mr. Carpenter. Like, it used to just be a descriptor of what you did.
Yeah. They should bring that back. It'd be like Nicholas Reiter or like Sarah social media manager.
Well, I mean, in Melbourne, apparently you can just start doing that. You don't even need to file the paperwork. So just, tell Lauren to be Lauren UI designer.
Yeah, and I'll be the Flash.
If you if you had kids, would you hyphenate? Would they get both?
You can't hyphenate with Zabrecki. Zabrecki itself needs a hyphenation just to break things up a little bit.
So you would give what? Just one name, or you would make that a middle name?
I think they would have my name. That is another weird thing. That there's just like this patriarchal customs that just are just in the kind of fabric of society.
Yeah.
That when you just think about it for even a second, you're just like, this is so fucked up. It's it's just like the man's name gets passed on and the women are just
disappeared. Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know what would be actually like a good solution is to do like a celebrity, they do like Brangelina. You just do one of those ones.
You smush. Yeah.
Zabansko. What would yours and Casey's be?
Well, that's the other interesting thing. So if we got married and we hyphenated, I'd be a Chew. I would Nicholas Shadle Chew.
I would love that,
which is interesting. But if we were to Brangelina, then I'd just be Shoe. Which is not, I don't want to be a Shoe.
You'd be Stinky Shoe, dude.
Yeah, or Chadle. Neither of them sound great.
They sound great to me. Chodel.
You're a fan. No. That's the other consideration, if you're giving names to your kids, you got to make sure there's not any really obvious like bullying targets here. You don't want like an obvious nickname, or you don't want like a first last name pairing that's an insult. You've got to think these things through.
Yeah, you don't want like a Fabio Anthony Graham,
Yeah. And what does that spell?
My dad has a middle name that he won't tell anyone about.
Okay.
He won't tell.
Do you know it, or this is a mystery?
I think my uncle once told me when he was drunk.
Wait, you legit don't know it?
No.
Wow.
It's a Ukrainian. It's like a traditional Ukrainian name, but I think it just sounds like something else. My dad he just has never told us.
Wow.
Interesting. No.
That is interesting. What do you think about John Mulaney's kids getting an M? They both have an M. I think it's like May Mulaney and like
No, I like that. I think
Mark
that's
Mulaney or something. Like, you like the alliteration?
Alliteration is good, and I think alliteration gives you a higher chance of becoming like a
Famous
person. Yeah, like
It's
it seems
a
like
bit
someone.
superhero-y. Yeah.
Yeah. Mandy Moore. What are some
Mandy
famous?
Moore.
What do we got? Let's just do this right now. Knock out a few.
Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg, great one. I think that's it.
Okay, that's a big two. Christopher Columbus.
Nice, very nice.
Anyway, that was my little diversion into names.
I like that. I like stuff like that. Yeah, Lauren's never seen Vsauce, so I've seen all of. I absolutely love them. I know they haven't been doing them for ages, but I've been just going through,
Working through.
watching them with Lauren, and it's so good.
It was definitely. I like that era of. I'm just going to be an informative person online, and I'm not like trying to sell you things or subscriptions or merchandise or all these other sort of levels that it's become now. It's just like, I've just got an interesting thing to say. Let me put it out.
Funny you say that. I actually just bought something from Vsauce, which is
But they didn't force you to.
no, it's a gift for someone, but it's a clock. It looks like kind of like just a normal alarm clock, but you put in your age and a few details about yourself, and it's got the regular time setting, but you can flick it to. It starts counting down to the seconds that you have probably left
Remaining.
to live. Yeah, it's called the death clock or something.
That's morbid. That's fun.
Yeah, well, it's for my morbid fun friend.
What if it's overestimated? Can you like take it back for a refund if it's like, oh, I died way before that?
I think they have a long warranty.
Okay,
For those
fair,
types
fair,
of things.
fair.
I lived longer than I should have.
Hey, Mikey boy, how about some mailbag?
It's Michael.
Fuck.
Mailbag, it's the weekly mailbag. Deep thoughts mailbag.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back from the jingle. Now we're in the body of the segment, and this is the part where we read out your commentary in the podcast to validate you for engaging with us. We have a couple of things I need to hit off here. First one up. Last week, Michael, or last episode, I should say, when I was doing the outro, you had to do a little wee, and so you departed. And when I asked you if there were any Spotify comments, there was no one to say yes, and we moved on. But alas, we had actually missed a Spotify comment. So, with no further ado, comment here on episode 260 from N. Covington. Quote, took the quiz, great stuff. And I just want to dwell on this for a small moment, Michael, because as we well know, I spent a lot of time on the Deep Fort quiz night, and, reactions, I suppose, were perhaps muted. And I just found it very validating that, and I verified this. I went to the form, which is still live. This person filled out answers and actually submitted the quiz night form and had a great time. And so I would like to say thank you, Covington. And I don't know anyone with that name, so I'm assuming we don't know you, which is even nicer. So thank you very much.
I love that Covington commented on not the quiz episode as well, which was great.
Well, I have to assume, I don't know how the Spotify comment stuff works, but do you get notified? Are you?
Yeah. So they have a creators app, which I recently just got. So I actually did get notified for that.
Okay, right. So I wasn't sure, maybe you're not, whether if you did comment way back then, whether we would have noticed it or not. So I understand the logic of being like, most recent episode, I put a comment.
Yeah.
But thank you very much, in Covington. As a result of one person's engagement, you have now guaranteed that we will do this for the next 5 or 6 years. So thank you very much. And everyone else, look forward to participating in 2026. Now, second bit of a mailbag. Michael. Thank you. I teed that up for you perfectly. Michael, we got an email here to deepthought@gmail.com. Same place that anyone else can send an email. In the history of the show, we have been pretty reticent to open our doors to guests and other, people phoning in. We've had appearances from your sister and your dad, but in the general grand scheme of things, it tends to be a you and me thing. I am now reconsidering this policy because pretty interesting opportunity has opened up. We got an email here from a man named Master Nick Eagle. I just want to read you through a little bit about Nick here. Meet Nick Hawk, star of Showtime's hit series Gigolos, a reality show that followed the lives of 5 Vegas male escorts. Born and raised in Wisconsin, Nick grew up working on farms, racing dirt bikes, snowboarding, camping, wrestling, and playing football. Muscular, sexy, and a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he drew women like a magnet and taught men in his packed seminars to attain the confidence he exuded. At various points, he ran a stripper booking agency, had a line of branded sex toys, published books including his autobiographical Sex Wars of a Gigolo, and wrote a column for Penthouse magazine. He released a number of acclaimed song and music videos, including the rap metal We Fight and Gigolo. Nick Hawk was constantly splashed across the media everywhere you looked. Cosmopolitan, TMZ, Playgirl, Hustler, on top podcasts and the TV entertainment shows. There was no stopping this paean to masculinity. Now, meet Nick Eagle, a stilled, silent master of enlightenment, commanding the infinite power of the divine to help end people's suffering and self-delusion. With a full beard and man bun, sitting in the lotus position in the shade of Sedona's red rocks, burning to be of service to the universe, he keeps his body fit, eats only what promotes health, and spends hours in deep communion with the cosmos. Respecting and revering life, he consistently and can now attain the enlightened state of nirvana, experiencing the oneness, the state of connection with all and its overwhelming love and grace. He wants to take others there where life is joyful and darkness no longer holds sway. Possessing a PhD in philosophy and now a certified yoga and meditation teacher, Reiki and Kundalini master, Nick Eagle has crafted a center for awakening out of the Arizona desert. Eagle Vortex Awakening Sanctuary, an oasis where people can shed their old lives and start anew while following his golden laws of enlightenment. Now, Michael, what if I were to tell you that this is the same person? Whoa. Master Nick Eagle is the man who emerged when Nick Hawk could no longer live in darkness and pretend, with the rest of this world, that we are anything less than all-powerful and all-capable. So, Michael, I feel like we have an opportunity here to really expand what this show can be and to bring in someone to teach us a little something about both Reiki and being a male gigolo.
Get him on. Just from the bio, the auto bio there, I don't know this guy, but I'm going to guess he's got a couple of pending sexual assault allegations.
That is complete speculation. Of course, not backed in any sort of evidence. But I can
Just
understand why one might assume something like that, even if entirely unfounded.
Gigolo turned guru is a hot pot for these types of things. Think Russell Brand, Rob Schneider.
Yes, he's spooking a book called The Golden Laws of Enlightenment by Master Nick Eagle, and against all odds, transformation sparks an unexpected, uncompromising book for those brave enough to leave darkness behind, from gigolo to guru.
Is there a photo of this guy?
Oh, yeah. There's, in fact, 2 photos. Here, I'll just pop it here. You can see both Master Hawk and Master Nick Eagle side by side. What a transformation.
Okay. So I'm going to upgrade my hunch to a positively sure, convinced.
He does
that
communicate Russell Brand vibes.
He looks super handsy, and that's being generous.
Okay,
Get him on. Maybe I'd love to chat with him.
Maybe we'll defer this till next week then.
Yeah. Is that the end of the mailbag segment?
Yeah, that's all we had here. But if anyone is interested in his enlightenment protocol, go ahead and check out the new book, Golden Laws of Enlightenment. That's an uncompromising appeal for people to step up and, quote, climb mountains until there is only peace, which I'm sure makes sense if you read it.
Well, I mean, if you climb a mountain that's tall enough, there's probably no one there, so that makes sense.
Yeah, or you freeze at the top and you suddenly achieve peace.
Yeah, would you ever do like a Everest type thing?
Nah.
Seems a bit silly, doesn't it?
Who cares?
Yeah. Don't care.
Who cares?
Volcano. Now that's impressive.
Oh yeah. No, I'll go with volcano.
I'll go with volcano. Nick, I got a question for you. Something I've been thinking about a little bit lately. We've been doing this sober month, right? And we're coming to the end of it, and I realized that I literally haven't seen anyone else in like basically a month. I saw Jesse Davidson was in town last week, so I did see him, but I have been reflecting on the fact that I don't really hang out with anyone. I don't feel even the need to. Like I don't feel very social. I've got so many things that I can do to keep me occupied and very content and happy. But Lauren did make a comment the other day saying like you should hang out with some friends, and I was like, why? But yeah, Michael, do you find yourself becoming less social as you get older? Do you feel like you need less of that stuff?
It's an interesting question. I think that I do less, but I'm not unhappy about it. But it's something I think about a bit, particularly as someone who works from home. I do feel like I want to get out of the house, when it comes to weekends and do things, as much for a change of scenery, but also because I don't have like the water cooler of going into the office and seeing people every day. Whereas I think KC is someone who has to go to work every day, and he's, around people. And when he gets to his weekend, he just wants to not see people and not talk to people. So part of it is, you get a bit older and you're trying to find like a balance, and also you're in a relationship. So there is someone there with you. Like, I think it was different when I was like single or like flatting with people that you might not necessarily be like besties with. You find more of a reason to get out. But also there's definitely like an attitudinal thing where it's like, I'm older, I don't want to go to a club at 2 a.m. I was not even much of a drinker really at the best of times, but the idea of like, I'm going to go into town and I'm going to like be in the cold in winter and go listen to shit music and spend $13 on a beer, that's not what interests me really. Like I'll quite happily go out for a dinner, like I'll happily, if it's an event and there are friends and things, like I'll make it happen. But it's not something that I'm like every week I need to be like, let's go to the club, let's go, see a band or something. It doesn't. I don't need that.
Yeah, I think maybe you're similar, but I think I spend I enjoy spending time just in my own like thoughts. Bless you. In my own thoughts and in my own head, and just listening to podcasts, and probably more often than not, I would like to go to the pub and just have a beer with myself and listen to some music. That's depending on the day of the week, probably more enjoyable than I'm not making small talk these days really, but just hanging out, and I don't know.
I think the other thing as well is that as you get older, the need to celebrate things diminishes a bit. Like it used to be like, I'm 21, let's have a party. I'm 22, let's have a party. I'm 23, let's have a party. And that's like, I'm 36. I don't need that to be a thing, And if I do go out, I want to spend time with friends, and I'm certainly happy to do it. But I'll go to a dinner. Like I
Yeah.
would just rather have a nice meal and talk with people than I would go and get shit faced and like go to a club or something, which is not ever something I was interested in, but is particularly not of appeal now.
Well, dinner party with some close friends at someone's house
the
is
best.
peak
The
fun,
best.
social wise. It's the most fun.
I mean, even my 20s, I would 1,000% have preferred a house party to heading into town. Just in any context, doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think we were all the same. When I started going out, like straight after year 12, the group of friends that I was hanging out with, then they would go to like the stand, like the Dog and Duck and like the Stag and stuff. And Heaven. Well, Cranker was more of like a sit down pub. They went.
Sure.
They go to like the clubby kind of things, and like I think what was Heaven? Doesn't matter.
Heaven was a thing, yeah.
And I tried to do it, but like even then, people thought I was snobby. But I was like, the music sucks, blah, blah, blah. And I would literally, on multiple occasions, I would have paid the money to go into the nightclub with my friends, lasted about 5 minutes, and said, I'm just going to go out and have a drink by myself and just text me when you come out of the club. And I would just sit by myself and across the road.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool if you think about it.
I mean, in retrospect, it's really cool.
Very cool. Lone wolf, baby. Sigma.
I think the only asterisk I'll put on this discussion is that we know that there is value from community, like psychologically and even like structurally and like physically. Having a sense of closeness, having people you can rely on, having friends you can be like, hey, can you come help clean my garden? Like that kind of stuff is really valuable in terms of like long-term physical and mental health. Yeah. And for as much as I'm not interested in like, oh, I want to go, I don't want to go to the club. I do think that I keep an eye on the other side of it, which is if I haven't seen people in person for ages, I will start to get a bit of an itch to be like, I need to go hang out with some people, or it'd be nice to go and like grab a dinner or something, because I think long term, if you get to like 30 years from now, I don't know how your parents are, but I think in our parents' generation, it's a lot harder. I think like they didn't hold on to friends. I think like later generations have done through technology and through messaging and that digital natives thing where we can be in touch with anyone we've ever met forever.
Yeah.
And I think our parents' gen shed people over 60 years. And, I think if you get into your 80s, your 90s, and you don't have people around, that's both, a life shortener in terms of like physical health, like people start to deteriorate. I think it's a increase in like loneliness and that kind of thing, and a decrease in life satisfaction. Like what a shitty way to spend your last 20 years if there's no one around, So I do think that there is some sort of like maintenance or effort you need to put in now to build or maintain those friendships so that in 50 years time or whatever happens, you have structure and support there.
Yes. Well, you remember Christopher McCandless from Into the Wild? He went off and did that solo thing in Alaska, and the last thing he wrote in his journal before he died was "Happiness is only real when shared." So I am conscious of that too, but I think also I have a very small close group of friends that I really do genuinely like. So I'm not these days hanging out with. I got high quality people around me, and I'm saying this as well. Nick, we have a scheduled catch up every 2 weeks, so where we have a long chat. So there is that. Like, yes, the quality has gone up, but the quantity has decreased, and that's I think it's good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very, very content. I've said this before, and I'm not sure if it's true. I'm not sure if I'm just telling myself this is true. That I've never really felt lonely. Like I've never felt the feeling of loneliness.
I think that's believable. I think some people, that's true. I don't think that you are lying to yourself. I'm not sure how you could convince yourself that if it wasn't true.
Well, I think I'm just like, I like how that fits.
You like
so
that
I'm
as
just
a brand.
conscious of kind of, I know it's kind of, but I would like it if someone said that about me, so I'm just conscious of it in that respect.
Michael's never been lonely. That's what you want to hear? Just brought up. I'd like that if other people said that.
Well, like a loner. Yeah, he's a loner.
Oh, man. If you've enjoyed this episode, thank you so much. We hope that it made you feel companionship, parasocial or otherwise. And there are plenty of ways that you can interact with us and make all of us feel a little bit better. You can reach out to us like our guru Nick Hawk did by emailing deepfort@gmail.com. You can reach out to us on the Spotify comments page and drop a comment in there like Covington did. And you can find us on Instagram and Facebook and all the usual socials at Deepfort. And that would make everyone's lives a little bit more connected. Been a little while, Michael. How about a game of Celebrity Net Worth?
Do you remember how the jingle goes? We sing
Celebrity Net Worth, Celebrity Net Worth, how much is it worth?
Meant to be a duet, but you can do it solo.
I
That's
thought you were going to jump in it. Like I started singing. Like how else does a duet work?
How does this work again? So we do three each, and then we see who
each.
wins.
We just have a guess, yeah.
And the winner gets Nick Hawk's book.
Autobiography.
Audio book.
Or what was it called? Jigwaz. No, Sexwaz, which is not a good pun.
All right. Let me just write down 3 celebs.
Wait, are we not just going to back and forth it?
Oh, yeah, sure. But
I think of 3 names off the top.
No, that's why I wanted to write. But you got to go with the gut. That's the beauty of SNW, CNW. All right. I got a name that just keeps coming back in my head, and like I said, Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Okay, starting with Emma Stone. What is the net worth of Emma Stone? Okay,
Stock
Emma Stone
is rising on that young lady.
I mean, she's been on an upward trajectory forever.
She's going to the moon.
Poor Things. She's making Poor Things money.
She's this is how in the stratosphere she is. She's got like a director that she does. He only does stuff with her. That's when you know you made it.
She's the muse. I think I'm gonna guess Emma Stone's net worth. She's got Gwen Stacy money. Okay,
I'm going 80 mil.
No way. No, Emma Stone. Too much.
No takes.
16.
16
mil. Yeah.
If she was a man, you would.
Oh, I'm not saying that's her value. I'm saying that's her worth. I think that if she was, male, that would be at least double.
Yeah, good. All right, Emma Stone. $60 million. 60, baby.
Good for her. Good for her.
Good for me.
Good for you. Winning. That's 1 point on the board. That's 1 point.
All right.
Okay. Suck it. I'm really happy with this one. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
David Attenborough.
Oh.
David Attenborough, one of the legends, right? But we're in a different sphere here. Yes, he's in media, but he's, scientist. But he's 90. But, and what kind of field makes that kind of money? Is he raking it in? Is he selling his brands on things that he doesn't voice anymore,
100%. It's more complicated than it seems.
It's more complicated than it seems, yeah.
Because there's probably not a great deal of money in... There probably isn't voice over stuff. I mean, he's the go-to guy. He's you go to for if you want gravitas to your documentary. But
Yeah.
a lot of them are BBC. So
yeah, they're
BBC,
not going to be paying huge.
They're not going to be big bucks.
You start putting this documentary money in an interest account in the 1960s. Now you just let that tick away for a while. All of a sudden, we're starting to make some boomer bank.
I reckon I could do a David Attenborough. Give me a sentence that David Attenborough wouldn't say, and I'll try and do it in the voice right now.
That penguin has a sexy badonkadonk.
That penguin has a sexy badonkadonk. Not bad.
Impression of the week. Throw back.
All right, I'm gonna go 40 million.
40. Way too high. Way too high. I reckon.
said
See,
that
here's
last
the other.
time.
I reckon he's funneling a lot of that money back into ecological projects.
I was going to say
like
that.
I'm putting it straight in. So I reckon 16 mil.
Again with the 16 mil. Okay. All right.
I hate it.
$15 million.
Whoa!
Bang on, dude.
Oh!
Bang on.
That's
well,
that's for Nicky Boy.
To be fair, that's US. It's 12 million
Are we not
pounds.
guessing in US? Okay, sure. Let's keep it consistent. Let's do.
I was guessing in yen.
Okay,
So
well then you
I
were
was actually
really
pretty
wrong, and I
close.
need the point from that first one.
Yeah. Well
I was
done.
guessing Emma
Well done.
Stone's net worth in yen as a result of her appearance in what was it, fucking Hawaiian? What was the thing where she was cast as a Hawaiian woman?
with
Aloha.
Aloha.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Bradley Cooper's.
Yeah.
You know that everyone thought that was like up for the Oscars.
Bradley Cooper's got a new film coming out with Will Arnett. Did you see that?
Yeah. I did see that. I was going to send it to you. The comedian thing.
The comedian becoming a stand-up. Yeah.
I got a couple of thoughts on that. So I've been very excited. I really, really like movies like that, and I can see that Bradley Cooper's going to go for a Lenny type thing, like a Lenny Bruce. You ever see that movie?
Kravitz.
Probably not.
Lenny Kravitz. Yeah.
And so I'm really interested in it, but there were a couple of jokes in the trailer that I really didn't find funny at all. So I really hate Bradley Cooper.
I think the sign that Will Arnett isn't funny in the trailer about a comedian is probably not a good sign, but anyway.
No, it wasn't. But it wasn't part of the set in the trailer. It was like, anyway.
But he did do some stuff about the set anyway.
I hate
don't know.
Bradley Cooper, dude. All right. Is it me turn?
Yeah, please. Is it the decider? Maybe we should do the decider, or is it 3 each?
All right. Yeah, let's make this a decider.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's a good one. Mm-hmm. Zoran Mamdani.
Is there even going to be an estimate out there?
Well, we can't.
I don't know if you can Google.
It could be a.
I don't know. This is a tricky one. Because his net worth isn't going to be personal fundraising, because that's political stuff. What's his net worth?
Maybe I should change this. This is stupid.
Yeah, I think that's a bit hard.
Also, he's a communist, so probably
Okay.
0. Why don't you just choose someone? I don't like my
Okay.
guesses.
Okay. Let me have a think. Okay, tiebreaker, celebrity net worth. Alrighty, how about an Australian? Let's keep things closer to home.
Ooh.
What is the... Thank you, I appreciate that. What is the net worth of Ian Thorpe, the Torpedo? Now, a few factors here. Been a while since he's been in the conversation, but big name back in the day. He got that milk money. He got that Olympic money.
He's got milk money. You know
He got that milk money. So he's not perhaps on the boil as much as he once was, but an unquestionable icon. You know, like he could be cashing this in for the rest of his life.
Gay icon, right? Wasn't he in
He's
the
not gay, is he?
clause? Big time
Ian
gay,
Thorpe?
dude.
Biggie gay. Oh.
Huge gay. Let me check that before I get sued by the Torpedo.
Torpedo.
Yes, he's very gay, dude. Came out
Oh.
in 2014
Oh, I must have missed it.
after Rumors.
After rumors.
That'll be around. When he came
Okay.
out. Maybe you just focused on your own coming out.
Um,
Does that change things?
It does change things. So he's probably, less mainstream palatable. Like he's not getting those church gigs anymore. So he's not going to be, getting that kind of Vatican bank.
No.
Okay. It does affect my calculus, but in an unquantifiable way. Wow. I think for this one as well, we should guess in Australian dollars because I'm assuming the number that comes out will be Australian.
Great.
I'm going to say 16 million.
$10 million.
Oh,
AUD.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Right, I'm doing a Google. Doing a Google. Celebrity net worth. Oh, 6 million.
Oh,
6 million.
So confetti.
Now hold on a second.
Oh,
This is on celebrity net worth. Is celebrity net worth in US dollars? It must be, right? That's the American one. So what's 6 million?
are we doing an instant replay right now, dude?
I'm checking the tapes. 6 million US dollars is 9.15 million Australian dollars.
I got
That's
even
10
more
million.
right, dude.
You're dead on. God, a nail biter finish. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Now, let me double check. He dated model Ryan Channing, and I'm just going to have a quick look to see what he's pulling.
Yeah, bookmark.
Ryan Channing. Just going to bookmark that for later. Oh, cause of death. Ian Thorpe's ex-partner
That's
died.
right. That's right. I remember this.
Oh, God. He
What
was
did
really
die of?
hot.
Was it drugs?
He fainted in a Bali villa. Cause of sudden death.
That is drugs.
An overdose of prescription medication. Oh,
Yeah,
That's
that's what happened to Warney and Heath Ledger.
Warney, was that a medical overdose?
I don't know. I think it was drug related though. I think he had coke in his system.
Really? Yeah, probably. Oh, well, fun ending.
Great show, that one. Good energy.
Great show.
Great
Yeah.
performances from both of us. And what do you got on for the rest of the afternoon?
In 15 minutes, I'm jumping on my next call, which is the Family Father's Day call.
I thought that was this morning. Oh,
No, I've been really busy today. So I had Beagle catch up this morning, all of the Beagles at the dog park. Very cute. Then we went to dim sum with KC's dad for lunch, which was really nice. And then this pod, and then that family call, and then I need to do some shopping, and then my day is finally...
fuckaroo! What a busy Sunday. That's illegal.
Yeah,
Dude.
it was. And yesterday was just all gardening as well. It's quite
Well, get right to it, Mister, and I'll send you all the files.
Yeah, thank you very much. And
Say
you have a
hi
lovely...
to your dad for me,
I will do. I will pass that on.
and say Happy
And
Father's Day, Dad, from Michael.
I would say that to you. And you could also just send him a card. You know,
I actually-
bloody...
I sent my, I guess he's my brother-in-law, Lauren's sister's husband. No, he's not even a husband, boyfriend. They have a child, and I just saw it was his first Father's Day, and I sent him a message on Instagram. Haven't messaged him before. Happy Father's Day, and then I was like, shit. I typed this all out. Shit, is it weird that I said that to you? And then I said, I guess it's fine. Happy Father's Day, Dad. He hasn't responded. He's seen it.
Oh, gosh.